Ni mimba inajipa. Na unajua. That's why they stay away.
Amanda ni wengi lakini let me tell you, right now we have so many songs of Amandas. What are Amandas doing to people?
Amandas are the side chicks.
They're the side chicks? Yeah. The side chicks majority are called Amanda?
See, according to Zuchu.
Yeah, because we have Vijana Barubaru, we have Zuchu. That's why I'm literally addressing that, because what's up with Amandas?
I think Kadi Nyashinsky has a song with whatever called Amanda Pressure.
But that's under pressure. That's not Amanda.
Well,
Amanda under pressure.
No, it's written Amanda and then pressure. No. Search for it. Inaitwa Amanda, the name, Pressure.
Yake na Femi one.
No, it's him and the guitarist from Sauti Soul, the producer. I forget his name. The one that did the refix for the No, the one that did the refix for the Black Market Boys. Let me show you. I got my eyes on you, Shrine.
I don't know who nani. Ule mwenye alifanya na BN?
Polycarp.
Oh, really? Polycarp and Nyashinsky? I've never heard of that song. But yeah, Amanda.
Yeah.
Let me get you his name.
But anyway, karibuni sana. Good afternoon, grand rising. Good evening from our end. 40 minutes past 5 p.m.
Fancy fingers.
I hope you're doing amazing wherever you're catching this live from, so, on a replay from, and of course, welcome to another beautiful episode of Reaction Time. My name is Joby, the captain. Every amazing Tuesday, we do this Tuesday and Thursday from 4:30 to 5:30. Today we're really late. Apologies, but of course, better late than never, they say. So karibuni sana. My name is Joby, of course. With the one and only Shumani and Kamlesh in the building.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Before I introduce myself?
Yeah.
How would you introduce my show tomorrow? I'm curious. Both of y'all, like, kindly introduce Tubonge. Like, just an example.
Tubonge? Good afternoon, good evening, grand rising people. This is Tubonge, where we get to literally do nothing but communicate. So ensure una bonga.
Beautiful.
If you don't understand what kubonga is, you have dictionaries. Search kubonga. And of course, I'm the host, Kamlesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tubonge. Let's talk and have a good time.
Period.
I think I'm a monologuist, right? Like, I like to hear myself talk for something. Because me, I'll have a whole 5 minutes, whatever, to introduce that show. But you'll do it so crisp, so like CNN, you know, like, and then no, like so professionally.
We have different intros. None of us.
No, I'm not saying it's the same intro.
Is it even close CNN too?
No,
CNN,
what I'm
you have
saying
to
is
be
it's beautiful.
punctual. Like, bruh, Tracy, CNN, they're not wearing these wigs, bruh.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm talking about your introduction, not even the look and whatever.
CNN are not wearing this makeup, bruh.
You know,
it's more like you have to be in a
then let's say the way you all do your introduction, I'm a fan. Both of y'all. Actually, I'm a fan. I wish I could do that. But yeah, the one and only Kamlesh, right here. As I introduce the one, the best, Shmani, the girl with the money plans, Madam 125, the London girl. Y'all know what it is. Y'all better check out my music dropping soon with Shwang. It's called the Kamlesh Gang, Kamlesh Shwang. Yeah.
Yeah, amesema kila kitu guys. Sure ni mimi. Karibuni. Yes.
Period. How you guys doing?
Amazing.
Hi, Stizzy.
Hi, I'm fine.
Like it tight.
Thank you.
Specific. Yeah, there's something unique about your top which I've not seen the uniqueness in it. I saw it in the morning.
It's not a top.
What I saw is a top in the morning.
You guys just ask me to remove the jacket.
Remove the jacket.
Thank
For
you.
your honor,
I have waited.
Remove
It's been
the
a
jacket.
minute. Huh? What's
Okay.
wrong?
Alright.
What's
Remove the
wrong?
jacket.
What's
Man.
wrong?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's popping.
That's what's
Remove the
happening.
jacket.
I like that.
Thank
I like
you.
it's giving like hey, sijua madem wanaitwaje but how madem.
Nasty modesty.
No. Nasty modesty.
Comelish, that's how you describe my
I don't know how
dress
to
code.
describe that, but it's classy. I love it.
Thank you.
I love the.
This is how your wife
going
mourns
on
you when
here.
she plans on moving on. She wears this because it's all black and golden. When she wears this, anaambia watu niko kwa soko lakini acha
It's
ni.
nice. I like it.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Asante sana.
When I die, mourn me like this.
I will.
Yo, today I was really tempted. I almost came here looking crazy and naked. Not really naked like that, but yeah, I
Kesho.
almost came with my type of dresses with no tights of course on.
Yeah.
But I saw the weather changing when I was doing my makeup and I'm like, eh. And then today I woke up
You can change.
I woke up with some crisis. That's why I was super late, by the way. I don't think I've really been late like today, being honest. Today I woke up with water crisis. There was no water in my apartment. I don't know why. So the landlord, the caretaker, like me, gonna blow up their phone, and I saw them taking care of it. It was not even me, the camera. It was so many people being affected. So I left them fixing that, and I had to get water.
So they
from
took care of it.
down, yeah, they took care
Good
of it,
people,
but
good people.
so, I don't know if
They took their time.
how I'm gonna go back to water in my house because I don't know what the hell is happening. That is crazy. And then I was saying, we're not living in that generation of like our parents storing mitungi, mandoo, kwa balconies. Like personally, I don't have mtungi.
Mimi
I only have
parent
like
extra ndio nisikuwe na
basins
mitungi.
and 2 buckets ya kuosha nyumba and ya kusaidia maybe kukamua nguo. Literally, I'm maybe kusafisha like windows, the same ya kukamua nguo ndio ya kusafisha windows. Like I have zero storage of like equipment to store water.
You see,
Like our parents used to.
here's
Super
what
drums.
I've
Me, I
noticed.
have.
You do
Me, I'm
have.
traditional. Niko na
I've seen you
vibuyu.
with vibuyu.
Niko na vibuyu.
Maybe
Niko na
vibuyu.
ndoo.
Hii inaitwa trauma ya Islands.
Niko na jiko. Me, I have.
There's nothing bad about it, but I just feel like personally, I don't know, it's mindset.
I feel like our generation,
Yeah,
Besides-
that's what I'm moving with. I feel
besides
like our
to live
generation,
more rent,
if I'm not living in a
Have
house,
comfortable life.
yeah, if I'm not living in a house that is not providing water, what am I doing here? And then also you look at the rent, you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? And I know I can get an apartment that can provide water fully. Why do I have to keep on worrying about water?
yeah,
You know?
because like for like your size of house, you can get it at a cheaper rate if you forgo certain amenities like water 24/7 and stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that you choose to pay what you pay just to have those whatever, it's a very us generation thing where you'll find people. Yeah, people going like,
Yeah.
I'd rather lipa rent way more than is
That's
appropriate,
comfort.
Yeah.
but I have comfort, sipandangi stairs, sifanyangi nini, and all that. Like, my goods move na lift, okay? Hizo vitu sifanyangi. Nilipanda stairs nikiwa
Because
mtoto.
today for some minutes imenikumbusha like when I was living in Madare,
Yeah.
and at some point maybe when I was
You
living
lived in Madari?
yeah, I've lived in Madare with my auntie, the sister to my dad. It was the most difficult point in my life, I'd say that, because adapting slums like it's super crazy, especially if you're coming from a different type of livelihood. Like it's so crazy.
Msinicheke. Madari iko wapi?
Come here. What? You've never been to Madare?
No.
What?
Even Kibera.
Okay,
Or maybe
but
kwa
hold on.
Kibera.
But you've been to passing Outarin ukienda also.
Imekuwa K-South?
Umepitia Outarin to
Imekuwa
also.
all soaps?
No. I'm saying from let's say Emba. Cause
Yeah,
from
nimepita
Emba
Outarin,
actually you can connect
Outarin.
all the way to Allsops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Umefika all soaps through Emba. So
Umefika also to Emba.
Outer Ring Road.
So
Outarin
ukiwa before ufike saa the end
After
of
we-
Outarin Road,
Mhm.
penye unashukia ndo pande gari za tao, cause if you're connecting from Emba to Outer Ring, that is all soaps, you have to shuka ndo upande gari za Tao.
No.
Iko.
Sikuenda Tao, nilikuwa naenda all soaps.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Kutoka all soaps, nilirudi straight to Mbakasi.
So you're
Hapo Raunda.
No, so all from all soaps, kuna mali inaitwa Riverside.
Najua Riverside.
So from Riverside to all soaps, yoyote ni Mathare.
Wallahi.
Yoyote ni Mathare. All the way to the GSU.
GSU.
Mali do ina printiwa. Yoyote ni Mathare. Like Mathare is super big. I don't know between Kibera and Mathare which one is big, but I think Kibera could be bigger. But Mathare kuna Mathare area 1, area 2, area 3, Mathare is even area 4.
Oh yeah.
There's Mathare area 4, area 2, area 3, area 1. Like Mathare is that deep. There's Dandora 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4.
Dini imekuwa.
You don't know Dandora 2? Damn.
Mimi najua Emba.
Okay.
Na Ronga.
So what's the slums you've been into deep?
As in the
like
worst
slums
place.
Umetembea,
As in the worst place
ni
ni Shaiga. Me that was the worst.
Okay, Paipu ni slums.
Yeah.
As in
okay, when you talk about Paipu, may look at the buildings, hizi mingi.
Yo, acha nikwambie.
Pia hapo ndo the worst me. Hadi Emba pia. Mi sijaienda.
Najua chenye unaongelea ukisema slums.
Yeah,
slums ni mabati na matope.
Because I'm trying to understand. Paipu is a lot of buildings.
Paipu ni slums. Ni slums zimomoka kiasi.
Not a good life.
Yeah,
okay?
ni slums zimomoka kiasi. Utalipa $5.
So that's slums.
No, that is
Me, that's the worst.
That's the worst you've lived.
Yeah, that's that's like the worst that penye nimeenda
because I remember that was actually
Paipu is the worst nimeenda.
Kwenda nayo Dandora kuchukua zile vitu za mitungi.
Sijaenda Dandora, nimeenda Soweto.
Soweto.
Hii niko hapa palikuwa tuendea Mrambe inaitwa aje? Like yenye Gota City. Gota City, yes. Gota, I think I've passed Gota City.
Gota City iko between ukitoka
Kina stupid boy.
Embakasi. So unajua
sasa ni slum.
So unajua 75?
No.
You're around about 75.
Embakasi, the only place I know ni
Outer Ring.
Nyayo Gate B. Kuna hii place ingine I forgotten.
Unajua Baraka Estate?
There's further, live alone further. After Nyayo Gate B, your stage ilikuwa inaitwa aje?
Si further Tasia.
Ukiingia Nyayo Gate B, ukiingia kuna stage fulani hapo.
Kwa ndege.
Na kwa ndege, thank you. Kwa ndege, lazima ushike kwa ndege, remember? Ndo chukue maybe bike.
Ya kwenda Tasia.
Yeah.
Not Paipu, I'm lying.
You call yourself out, eh? You're doing
I just remembered Paipu by the way. Yeah, penye mimi nimeishi yenye mimi na feel like evil, but nimeenda Jua pia is not good looking.
Oh, Jua, yeah.
Yeah, Jua pia is like
slum.
Jua is slum, so I've been to Jua. Ni slum zenye Jua na Gota City.
Oh, what Job is saying is like size of slum. Okay, Job is comparing like Mathare is big. Unajua Jua.
Basi sasa si Jua si kama na Mathare.
Jua ni
nakwambia Mathare shmani you walk, everyone knows you. You see, at least you remember where you were staying when I first came to your place.
Life, everybody knows everybody.
You see, when I first came to your place, like Embakasi is like I'd say that's a community. If I'm describing, no, it's a community. It's a ghetto, but watu wanaweza juana ama there's also less identity. There's identity but also less identity. Because me remember when I was staying in Embakasi kwa ndege, when Kata was staying there, like utapata kuna sana njua, kuna sana mjua. Kuna sana mjua, kuna sana mjui. Kuna ma celebration na kaa hapo, kuna watu wanajua, kuna watu wajui. I don't know if you get me. That is Embakasi. I don't know about right now. Maybe back then because I'm talking about 2020. But there's places like like Uwezi hepa, like ni place, cause for me growing up in Ruma, I've grown up in Ruma John Saga, okay? Ruma John Saga near police station, okay? Ruma John Saga, we also have a border of Kiamaiko and Mathare. And understand this also affected people during 2007 election. Super bad, actually. super bad because it created a difference between the Kikuyu and the Luos. So you find in Madare North, it's Madare North.
Yeah.
So it's called Madare North. It's only Luos.
Yeah.
In Madare, it's only nothing but Luos. If you find Luyas, Kikuyus, one by one, but it's mostly Luos and Luyas. Little will you find Kikuyus. You come to John Saga, now Huruma John Saga, there is Kiamaiko, the in-between road, where there is Somalis who are living. Somalis have also created their own culture, okay, where you can't also pass in between, you can't attack none of their own. I don't know if you understand
their
that.
Businesses,
like, that's why you saw recently, Kiamaiko kulikuwa na a fight for police station. Just because you can't release one of our own as a clan, we're gonna attack you. And that has been the norm. I've gone up to that. That's why actually Gaza in Kayole and Ruma was the most active. Gaza, Kayole, Huruma, and Andorra was the highest top crime and waizi. Like walikuwa patikana Huruma, Dandora,
na Kayole.
And I Gaza. Like it was crazy. So,
but what was up with the Gaza walk? They all used to walk the same way. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I was part of Gaza, bro.
You know, like they used
Gaza.
to, and then
I don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing. Be honest now,
you
look at it, it's embarrassing, but at the same time, it's not embarrassing.
It's not, it's identity.
It's
identity.
A culture, again, shout out to Keith. It's a culture you grow up to. It's a culture and stage you grow up to, which is
what was up with that walk in that kusimama hivi?
It's a ghetto thing. I don't know. It's not even Gaza. I think it's a ghetto. They will already think it's a ghetto thing.
And then they used to wear these. Alafu kuna utu to open tuje tumekuja hapa nyuma, alafu hapa mbele tumefungwa. Alafu hapa nyuma wamekafunga hivi.
Na malags.
Ako.
But I'm saying, like, I don't know.
Shout out to Dan.
Ghetto life is crazy, by the way, but it's nice because I love it too. It's crazy, and I say crazy. It's crazy, like crazy.
The first time I ever moved
to
the east side.
Sometimes I don't always wanna, because when you talk about also culture, when you talk about culture and traditions. We've been recently, there's an argument between Africans and Black Americans about cultures and traditions. Black Americans kuna wenye wanasema we don't have food in Africa, our food is all coming from Sijui, other countries, and these are non-educated people mostly. Let me say non-informed people. There's some Africans talking shit also about Black Americans, and I feel like it's the gap of lack of history between the two of us
and relations,
you know. But putting it in as a whole, I'd say yes, we copy a lot of shit from Black Americans, but I'd say the influence of majority of Africans' behavior, I feel like Black Americans don't understand, originates from
us.
But
Jamaicans originate from us as well.
I agree, but I don't know if I'm making sense.
I imagine in Kenya.
Black Americans are saying, okay, we copy all their culture. Okay, the world copies their culture. The world inherits their culture, and which is our culture. I want you to say that loud. Don't be scared, Shmani. Let's have this conversation. They don't have a culture. Black Americans, you feel like they don't have a culture.
Yeah, sometimes in most of the things, I'm like, there's no root.
What do you mean they don't have a culture?
Like one thing I always disagree with, I feel like Africans, and I know we're all Africans. But like Africa, Sisi, like this is just us. Maybe might be the language job or the lingo. But kuna tu tabia Mwafrika. Mwenye ako ndani. Lazima kuwe tu Mwafrika ndani ndio uelewe so that you get to understand. So even if you come and tell me, oh, you know, you guys took this from us, the language, the style, the dressing.
You're trying to say everything still originates from here.
From here.
But okay, so this is the argument, and I want, if anyone is on the chat, kindly comment. Comment, because this is a debate that has been going on for the last 1 month, especially even right on Black Hot Fire. hii ndo black like on the Africa Today show tumekuwa nikisikiza like mmekuwa ukisikiza research zangu ndio.
Actually I listened to your show nikiwa kwa matatu
nikienda. This is the heated conversation that has been going on, and it's crazy because Africans are getting mad. Black Americans who don't want to be called African Americans, some of them, not everyone. We also have to understand that.
No, but listen,
they're also calling themselves, classifying themselves Indians and whatever. But we're talking about culture. Now, this week on my Pan-African Bliss show, this week I'm focusing on traditions and culture. Originally from Africa. Today I was to share about Namibia.
Was to, or you're going to?
Was to share.
So you won't share it?
The lights went off on my show today. I was to
Africa
share on my Pan-African Bliss show. I was to share about the I can't even remember the name. It's whatever tribe from Namibia. Yesterday we talk about some in Ethiopia. Like if you look at in Africa, our cultures are dwelled on tribes. I don't know kama mnaelewa. Kama Wajaluo tuko na tribes zetu, si ndio? Utapata Waluya wako na tribes zao. But looking at Luyas and Luos, there's some sort of similarities of culture and tradition, but there's also some deferments or defer, okay? Kikuyus and Kamba also have the same sort of similarities in a lot.
Same language.
Same language are the same, or as well, because I can understand Kikuyu, a Kikuyu can understand me.
Kamba.
A Luo can understand a Luya in some sort of way. A Luo can understand a Luya in some sort of way. Similarities, but there's also to find there's some culture difference in some sort of way. Mostly is the same, but there's gonna slight some sort of difference. Now, if you look at now back to Black Americans. They're saying the rest of the world, okay, Black Americans are saying, and I'm gonna share the videos, are saying most of the culture. So I'm gonna share it. We've been talking about this.
Can I interject?
Interject.
So listen, that is like the child saying.
So if you say there's no culture, someone like Keith disagrees with you with bias.
Roger, let me say
music.
Before,
they say music, Africans are copying their music. We copy their slangs. We copy their language.
Traditional African.
Listen.
We copy not the food, but the food. When it comes to their food originates back from West Africa to what they practice.
And then, so what do you mean?
Pause.
What
Listen,
do
pause.
What do they mean we are copying?
Pause. Both of y'all pause.
Okay.
So, I have a very beautiful metaphor for this. It's like the grandson telling the grandfather, my culture is my own. You provided nothing for my culture. I am your grandfather. I know the culture that you don't. Okay? Your music came from us. You know why? It was, and I bet all of us on this show know this story. There was this slave ship that had been captured. The majority were largely Igbo, and they decided to
that is in West Africa,
to
slavery,
to jump into they overturned the boat from the white people and jumped into the ocean rather than be slaves. Okay, when you hear about the music in West Africa, the music in South Africa, the music in East Africa, the music from Central Africa, and you go listen to American music, you can hear how R&B originates from us. You can hear how all these soul, all these hip-hop and whatever, it's African poetry. All they did is they put it in a foreign language that was not ours. They put it as protest music. You know why? Because your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers, and your great-great-great-great-great-grandmothers, okay, used to sing these songs on the plantation to keep their culture alive. Do you know why? Because it was illegal for them to actually keep their culture alive. That's why they were renamed to white people names. Okay? So that you would lose your culture. That's why you have this misled new black people going like, oh, y'all are biting our culture. We had chains back in the day. Mansa Musa wore chains. Okay, he had adornments all over him, rings. Okay, so when y'all go out there,
we still have the traditional
exactly.
attire. So
okay,
what do you mean?
We were flashy.
Exactly.
We wore
in an African way.
We wore leopard skin. You see, and this is where you get the whitewashing of society. The lion is the king of nothing. African society, we know who's the king. The king of the jungle is the leopard. Okay? Reason is, the leopard rules by himself. He doesn't need a pride.
Yeah.
He is his own pride.
Yeah.
A male leopard, that's why all African loyalty wore leopard skin. You never saw any African royal family wear lion skin. Because lions were not that revered in our culture. We knew what was what. We knew what beautiful looked like. If you get a lion whatever skin and a leopard skin, ndio maana unapata leopard print, see lion print. They want that print. It's beautiful. We had gold in abundance. We used gold in our ornaments, in our daily products. These are things you all considered precious metals. These were things that for us were part of life. You get? So when you have these people going like it's our culture, to me, it's basically what I say. It's like the grandson telling the grandfather that my culture has nothing to do with you and that I made this culture for myself and I. You sound misguided, you sound misled, you sound like you don't understand the evolution of your own culture from where it began from. And I'm so sad to hear that Keith is part of this because I think he should know better. Okay?
What do you mean?
The culture that you so proudly say that is your own came from your ancestors. Do you know how? They made these poems and songs of resistance in their plantations while they were in slavery, while they were getting renamed to Davidson and whatever names the white people gave them for them to lose identity and culture. Okay? The food that they now call chitlins and whatever was them using African recipes to make the best of what they were given to eat. Okay, that's why they understood. That's why they understood collard greens are healthy. That's why they understood what the healthy vegetables in around them were. It's African culture. Because if you go look at all over the continent,
that's admitted.
Yeah,
that's admitted. Only a few people.
The reason why they like sweet potato pie is because they knew sweet potatoes were good. The reason why they eat yams is because yams were part of their staple food.
Yeah.
The reason why they like goat and they know how to barbecue better than white people is because we barbecued over here. Okay, so you cannot tell me, and it's the whole neocolonialism of black people. I won't even say Africa or American or whatever, black people, where you feel like you're different from your fellow black people. You're not. You're just disconnected. Okay? They feel they're better because they live in a region that is differently empowered economically. Black people in America, they feel like they're different from us.
But you can't classify.
We're not classifying.
That category.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is like
choice of words.
Choice of words. I'm very specific. I'm very specific. Listen, we are all black. Okay? And here's the weird bit. We all suffer the same injustices, just in different degrees. Okay? Our own cops, our own cops misuse us over here. They kill us. The way you all are getting murdered by I'm gonna use this name, Keats and Johns and whatever.
Been talking about it.
You get? The same way these people are murdering you over there is the same way our own cops are murdering us over here.
Is given.
Exactly. It's the same thing around all black society. But then they come and tell you, you're black American now. No, you're African American. No, you're black. No, you're... What they're trying to do is to make you sound like you're not what you are.
Confusion.
Why don't they say, I'm German American? Why don't they say, I'm Australian American? I'm Dutch American? Why don't they classify themselves in the same root? Why do they have to give me a root of my origin? Why don't you say you're Scottish American, English American, French American?
One simple question, because we're 30 minutes into our show, and we have 30 minutes,
more minutes.
Of course, remaining to the end of our conversation today, being the reaction time. So the conclusion or question to the conclusion of this conversation, that we have a difference in culture when it comes to African people in different areas. Number one, in the continent, listen.
It's the same culture fracture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I understand
it's not
that.
Different. Just same culture fractured.
Thank you for elaborating that. So we have, of course, Africans in the continent whose cultures and traditions mostly are based, let me quote, mostly are based on tribalism.
Oh, true.
We have to understand that. But we have also African Americans or Black Americans whose culture, we have to understand, it's nothing based on tribalism, but it all originates back to Africa, if I'm making sense.
True.
Okay? So this unites us. It's not like they don't have a culture, because I'll agree to disagree with you, Shumani. Culture-wise, I feel like Black Americans musically have inspired the rest of the continent in different ways.
They're just loud.
Okay.
I think they're like wametumiwa kama pesetas.
Oh, I see what you're saying, but I see what she's saying.
Yeah, wametumiwa kama pesetas.
I get what you're saying too.
We can't actually say it. Music started from that.
Black Americans.
Yeah, you see, music has been there.
That it has been there.
Yeah, and then you remember, it's their grandfathers who moved from here, took that music job to the States.
And
it's just it's just being done with a foreign language.
It's like the food.
And then also
Chitlings.
exactly.
Collard
If I go to nimenda
No, rock and
Mombasa.
roll evolved from soul, and R&B evolved from soul.
Niseme nimeenda coast,
in
right?
jazz.
If I go to coast, right? I live there. Nikitaka kutengeneza mziki, nitaitengeneza na hiyo lugha. Unaelewa, nitaanza kutengeneza na hiyo lugha. Yes, haimaanishi eti mziki ni yenu. Unajua, but I'm just using let's say like I've been assimilated, kinda, maybe language-wise or whatever. So we can't actually say it. Oh, this is where it is. I'm not saying they don't have a culture, but I'm saying there's a lot of confusion.
It
like a lot of people don't actually, because uliza wase a black person akwambia Africa iko na wild animals. Africa, people don't like, and you're like,
they don't know
you're African. Do you know that is where you come from? A lot of them don't know that Africa is where the culture started. Africa is where everything started.
It's all originates in Africa.
In Africa.
Yeah, even white people came from here.
Nikisema, for example, Joby, like our cultures, they say, me feel like our cultures in Africa is the same.
Yeah.
It's just that we msako Uganda. Umsako Zimbabwe. Because let me go and let me talk about maybe circumcision. It's been there. Wengine tu walikuwa natoboa meno, wengine wanakata. But is it not circumcision?
Right of passage.
Exactly. Labola and dowry. South Africa and Kenya. Is it not the same thing? It is the same thing. I just feel like it depends with, now it changes because of the place where you are.
Yeah.
And that's why even the language is different. But back then we used to communicate the same. Ni venye tu tulikuwa separated, so people started doing different things. The culture is the same everywhere. And Tanzania, I'll see the same thing. It's just that it's a little bit different because we were Tanzania, but it's the same.
Just if you want to know that Africans interacted with each other, we used to trade with each other without a communication barrier.
Yeah.
Okay? Unaelewa kitu? Like I could move. I'm Kamba, right? So let's assume I'm based in, give me a location kwa Kamba. Location yote. Kitui means I'm close to northeastern, right? So if I'm trading north, and I'm able to trade downwards all the way to the south by following the border, because you can follow it all the way down to the coast. So it means I understand Rendile and Borana culture, because these are the people I trade with. That's why we coexist. Okay, it means I can move all the way down to the coast and relate with the Mijikenda and whatever.
But is that there today?
No. We're talking about how
okay.
we
right.
African culture is misrepresented.
Is and supposed to be used.
Yeah, and it is misrepresented today in a lot of ways, because they treat it like we never had cordiality. We were always some bunch of tribes going to war with each other all the time. They treat us like we were cannibals.
They said we had tribes before.
we did have tribes, but here's the thing.
Not warmongered.
Yeah, we related with each other. We understood intermarriage.
Yep.
Okay, that's why even in history you see a Kikuyu woman being married off to the Maasai. Okay, to do what? To strengthen interrelations. So, this is diplomacy. Okay, on the highest order. Like, and this is where you see these white movies right now, Hollywood. How do they present their white diplomacy? Do you know why white people used to go to war all the time? They never understood diplomacy. They took the littlest sign of disrespect or misunderstanding as an opportunity to conquer the other. And everything you see now as them marrying off their daughters to rival kingdoms is things they learned from Africans when the Moors visited Europe. Before then, Europe was a war continent. They were at each other's throats all the time. Okay, because they understood nothing about cordiality. We bring understanding and cordiality. They start relating with each other. They create institutions. Because by the time Africans were doing fire and whatever, white people lived in caves, didn't understand art, and were eating raw meat. Okay, we built kingdoms before these people even understood who the hell they are. They used to live in mud huts. We had pyramids and medicine and mathematics. And if you go
we have the greatest and still have the greatest civilization.
Exactly. If you go read their own history, when Europe was called the barbaric Germanic lands, that's what the Romans used to call them, the barbarians. Themselves, they called each other barbarians. Do you know why Romans were civilized? Because they interacted with us. They interacted with Persia. Persia interacted with Africa. Okay? That's why we could convey knowledge all the way to these people. Hygiene, science, all these things. When white people were still drinking water from rivers like fucking deer, pardon my Brigitte, when they were still drinking from the river, Persians were doing algebra. They were inventing the number system. Right now you say 1 to 0. So let me teach you something. Do you know,
as we share
before you go, do you know why numbers are named the way they are? Let me teach you.
One, I know some are spiritual.
No. Like why 1 is 1. Do you understand why 1 is 1?
Not that. I know spiritual.
So 1 is 1 because it has one angle. Okay? 1 is written like this. Hivi, hivi, na hivi. So this is angle, one angle. Here chini was brought by the Europeans. It wasn't there because these are other angles. 2 was written like this. Hivi, hivi, hivi. So one angle, two angles.
Two angles.
Yes. So they
Karibu sana. You took forever. God damn it. You need to go back.
I just realized you got going. Let me correct Canvas with history. You know, Persians didn't come up with the number system.
Number one,
I didn't say they came up with it. I'm saying they were doing algebra by the time white people lived in caves and were painting their faces blue.
And number 1, Karibu.
I didn't say they came up with the number system.
Number 1, Karibu. And
I said Karibu Sana. I said Karibu Sana.
Okay, so where do you want to
start? And also the Persian. Let me say something, because first of all, the Persians that Camus is talking about are not those white people there today. Those were African.
I didn't say
Persia
they
was
were.
An African enclave. Okay.
I didn't say they were, Keith. I didn't say they were white people.
People like to say Persians. Yeah, people say Persians and think the people in Iran today are the Persians from back then. They are not. Like the Egypts and the people in North Africa are not those people.
When I say Persian, I meant the kingdom, the Persian kingdom. Okay, not the people, the kingdom itself. When I talk about the Egyptians, I talk about the kingdom that is Egypt. When I talk about the Nubians I talk about the kingdom that was there. You get? So what I'm trying to say is what we had was civilization. What they had was barbarism.
They were savages.
So
they were savages.
Exactly.
I heard you talking about Rome. Rome did not the Romans were savages too, so they were.
Yeah, but through interactions with us, we tried to civilize them a bit. That's why they started what they tried to call democracy or whatever, but it was borrowed out of their interactions with us as black people.
Well, really, they took over the ancient black civilization before that. So you have the part of Germanic tribes come down into Italy, and they take over Rome. It was called the Etruscan civilization.
I remember that.
Pull this up, Joker, real quick. Okay. Say the Etruscan civilization precedes Rome. Those are the Africans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you get Rome. That's how you get Rome, Joker. We call the Roman Empire came from Africa.
Yeah, it was the
Etruscans come out of Africa.
A-T-R-A-S-C-A-S. Etruscans. Etruscans.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Etruscans.
The Etruscans what?
Yeah, all your history's been there. Say the Etruscan civilization precedes Rome.
Yep.
See, you see all those people are black. See, all these civilizations that were created in the Mediterranean,
they were black.
They were all African.
Yep.
But before that, I don't know how we got into this conversation of Rome and.
Oh, I just came in and I just seen you guys on YouTube. I said, let me get into this. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But go ahead.
I texted you to join us way long time ago because.
Oh, you did?
I
apologize. What were we talking about?
We were having a good conversation. So, yeah, lately we've been having good conversations. So if you're missing out, that's on you, by the way. But ensure you're not missing out.
How many times have you asked me to join, Joey? Really? Come on now.
That's not even you. Also for most people.
The listeners, the viewers.
John Mosquito always comes in late.
Okay.
The rest of the people always come in late. You better join in early and participate on this debate. Because today we've been talking about the African American culture, which actually I was talking about just the culture due to I started with the music. Yeah, it was about music and all that.
Wait, before you continue, Keith, I hear apparently you say that.
No, so I'm the one classifying everything. Harmless, why are you jumping up to conclusion?
I was trying to
ask me. He's asking me a question. Let me ask me a question.
I was coming after you.
Harmless, I'm the one laying out this conversation. So you can't just jump.
I got it, Joe. But can he ask me the question? We're not going to take over the conversation. What question did he want to ask?
The question is coming out from what I'm explaining. So we're talking about African American culture. Shmani, you said you think African Americans or Black Americans don't have a culture because you think all the culture originates from Africa. The fact that they are Africans originating from Africa, all this descends us back. If I'm maybe
hold on.
It doesn't
put his name.
I'm gonna mute you. You have to allow me to lay down all these.
All right. We mute me then. All right, go ahead, mute me. I'll mute myself.
I want you on the conversation, of course, but you have to allow me to lay down the conversation as well. But you said yes, you don't think African Americans have a culture because you think this descends back to Africa, right? And maybe if I'm wrong, you can correct me. It's an open conversation, of course. And Kamlesh, you also agree to disagree because, and also you agree to disagree because all the cultures.
It's an amalgamation.
Yeah, it all goes back to Africa. But when you're talking about music, we've been having this conversation for the last now, I think, I'd say a month right now because of the heated conversation on TikTok, on Instagram about the back and forth of Africans and African Americans boycotting African Americans, businesses or African businesses and all that. Conversation ikiendelea online by the way right now, which is very serious because it's more of a division narrative being created and propaganda which is now working. Because for me, looking at some videos, being honest, I'm getting mad when I look at some African Americans conversating, Africa. You need to understand facts of what is missing. Do you know history or you don't? But what you say to understand what we're talking about, right? We're talking about culture and traditions. And like I've said this week, I've been sharing on my shows. Today I was to share about the Himba tribe, which is coming from Namibia. Yesterday we talked about the Ethiopian tribe, not sure which tribe, but a tribe from Ethiopia which practices backward cultures. And talking about cultures and traditions, we know in Africa we have our cultures and traditions are based on tribes. You've agreed, right, to that conversation, Kamlesh, right? Our cultures and traditions are based on tribalism. But when it comes to African Americans or Black Americans, there's no tribalism. So
it's collectivism.
What personally as Joby, exactly, it's collectivism. Hold on, Keith. So
okay, let me answer this question.
What Money disagrees with before you ask your question. She says, if you talk about there being African American music which has influenced the rest of the world, music has been there. That is what she says. She says music has been there, so you can't say as Black Americans you've been the originators of this type of culture of music. So I think to lay out
music is the culture of the planet. And I'm trying. And let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain why. Let me explain why. Because I almost lose my internet. I'm out in the middle of nowhere, as you see. I almost lose my internet.
The ground is open.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Let me pull over to the side of the road. Right here. My blinkers on. I'm in the middle. I won't lose my internet. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Shit. Ah, damn. Okay. Okay, everything has nuances, it has complications.
Yeah.
Okay. Granted, yes, we're from Africa, but we are an amalgamation of many tribes. And this tribes from Kenya, from Mozambique, from Angola, from Congo, I'm naming the countries today. They were kingdoms back then, but we said Angola, Congo, Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Senegal, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Gabon, Cameroon. Okay. Okay. So
maybe
amalgamation.
Amalgamation. Can you, if you don't mind, explain?
You gonna let me finish?
I'm just telling. If you don't mind, also explain to us what amalgamation means.
So it's like a melting pot of cultures where
a melting pot.
Yeah,
a melting pot.
The way Black people in America destroyed tribalism and whatever they all became one. They stopped identifying.
You have to understand terms.
Exactly.
Personally, the reason why I'm asking,
it's a melting pot of cultures.
Just to explain, the reason why we have to understand terms as Africans is because the reason why so many things have been missing is because of the terms being used. So,
true.
I don't understand what amalgamation is, Keith. If you tell me,
I get you.
All right, you just talk. Okay, Cam, we just explain it, but let me finish. He just explained it. Let me finish. Okay.
I'm just saying why people will seek further to understand.
You gonna let me finish, Joby?
Keith, Joby was doing it for the audience. A lot of people might not understand terminology.
Okay, I got you. All right, so that being said, so the rhythms and the style of African Americans come out of Africa, of course, but we're talking about the situations that occurred that's completely unique to African Americans creating a music, right? Creating a certain music genre, because that has to do with the environment that we found ourselves in. So the environment that we found ourselves in as African people create the creativity of the environment. That's why we came up with country, blues, jazz, hip-hop, rock and roll, because of the environments. That's why all genres of music that Black people create don't come from the same area, right? Because Black people are spread out throughout the United States. So we might say gospel comes from the South. Rock and roll comes from the Mid-South, like Tennessee, Memphis area. That's where rock and roll starts. Hip-hop doesn't start in the South, starts in the North, starts up there in New York. So
it spreads to
it has something to do. Yeah, it has some. Yeah, so it has something to do with the environment that the Africans who created that music found themselves in. Now we're not saying that it's not an African discipline because we're African people. But it had to be formed in this environment because it speaks to an environment that the Africans found themselves in. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
So,
but
and so, go ahead.
What we're trying to educate is something very simple, and I'm glad you understand it, right? It's African culture exposed to a different environmental and circumstantial situation, growing into something else.
Exactly.
But it all comes from African culture. And what and I'm sorry to say this, what your fellow Black Americans, brothers and sisters don't understand
you guys get caught up. You guys get caught up with the Moa. You guys get caught up with the algorithm on TikTok.
You can't also say, kid. Understanding we are a media, we can't just clarify or put everyone on the same basket.
Exactly, okay? And we have to rescue some.
You guys, who are you guys?
Listen,
we can't say you guys, Kate.
The Africans are getting confused by the fake
Keith, wait, brother, wait, brother.
Africans, not every African.
Joby, wait, listen, Keith. Some of these people might be misinformed. And from us,
they're more. They're not misinformed. They're ignorant.
Listen. Let me finish. Okay, let me cook.
Go ahead.
Some of these people might be able to understand what you're explaining, but if we don't explain to them like kids, they might never understand why they're in that mindset that they're in. So we have to look at them as children and explain it in the simplest of terms, where we break it down even to those people that you call morons, so that in their moronic mindset we start planting a seed of waking up and understanding what they should be or what they are.
To pick it up.
Yeah.
I feel like because we've been lied to. If we're speaking about facts, okay? We've not been taught the truth. The reason why this is happening is because of lies. The reason why this division between Africans and African Americans, or however you want to call themselves, Indians and all that, you know.
That's what I told you. Those are crazy. No Black Americans calling themselves an Indian. That's what they're fake. That's why I try to explain that.
They call themselves Indians?
Let the Indians win. Come on. Like, I
was,
you want to praise
let me finish real quick. Let me finish. Okay, so now you got a group of small, ignorant individuals, surely backed by the CIA. That's why the algorithms all of a sudden. As Africa's rising, the whole thing is always keep Africans, America, or African people in the diaspora disconnected from Africa, because you're the majority of the planet. And so the angst come in because Africa was never tribal. It descended into tribalism as it digressed. So Africans and Americans we couldn't be tribal. We had to be a collective. So me seeing Camus and me seeing Joby, I call you family because you're Black. I didn't know anything about the tribe shit. We never talked that. So you come in America, or you think of me as Joby as another tribe. And so you equate culture with tribe. And that's not right, but that's where you equate it now. Oh, that's not culture. You don't have any culture. I said, what are they talking about? The culture shit. Okay, that's the tribe they're talking about. See, we see everybody as Black, as family, as collective. Like, so in America, you might be from New York, you might be from Georgia, I might be from LA, but I see you as family. You're Black like me. You carry the same problems, the same shit as me. I didn't know that you moved as a tribe and you see me as a different people, and you would hate on me because I'm not part of your tribe. I didn't know nothing about that. I thought you would see me as Black and you were collective. See, Black Americans didn't understand tribalism. We didn't know nothing about it.
So,
go ahead.
due to time, we're not gonna finish this conversation today, but I'll invite you tomorrow.
I got late. That's a good conversation. All right.
Yeah, tomorrow I'll continue the conversation on to Bonge. We shall continue the same conversation. So I'll text you before we get started, and then you shall join us because I'd love to have you on the conversation. This was a good debate. I really loved it too. I loved Shimani's argument. That was really, really amazing.
What did Shimani say? What did she say?
I just love the fact she argued. She said, from our own understanding, she believed that there is no Black American culture. There's nothing as that. So I'd love us to continue with that too.
How's it nothing like that? And you run around rapping on your song. Where that came from? That came from back there. We said, I'm bad. Where'd that come from?
Listen, I think this is a conversation that we'll go tomorrow, but I feel like music literally is an African culture. I don't understand anybody.
It's been there.
Yeah, it's been there for a long time.
That's
now
the
problem, it's African. All these things
it didn't come out. It didn't come out of Africa.
It came out
it came out of America. It came out of Black American struggle. That's where rap came from.
Americans?
They're Africans.
Who are Black Americans?
They're still African, but you gotta give them credit for creating it, Shimani. You can't say they don't have no culture and they created it. That's disrespectful, Shimani.
They created. Africans were not singing before. Africans were not singing. They didn't have trumpetas and stuff.
We didn't.
We didn't music.
We never sang.
We never sang.
We never
did
created melody.
We never created melodies.
Oh, we were very
Black Americans.
Until Black Americans started rapping, that's an African music started. Oh my God! Oh my God! The Black Americans taught Africans music. Music is African mathematics, kid. We composed. We taught them the GF.
Just like piano. I'm not gonna claim that from the South Africans they took house music and they made a different sound from it.
It's okay.
So I'm gonna say that's dead.
It's okay.
That's John. I'm talking about music.
Everybody knows.
It's okay.
Everybody knows house music. It's not just
We'll
music.
continue
There's
tomorrow.
different genres of music.
My conclusion, this sounds like Black Americans.
You can't say jazz
Listen.
country came from Africa. What are you talking about?
To those who shall be
Black Americans create, African Americans created because of the conditions they found themselves in.
Listen, as we wind up, this has been a good conversation and I love it. We shall continue tomorrow on Tubonge, so ensure you tune in.
It's a good
We shall be
conversation.
talking about what is the Black American culture and what is the African culture.
The food, that's why food is different than anybody. That's why I shared with Joey, the guy going to Thailand with the African American food.
Tomorrow, yes, we shall extend and understand who is who. What are these cultures about? Because I feel like what you guys are saying.
Part 2 coming.
Listen, I feel like what both of you are saying is like we're being colonized by Black Americans. Being told.
We are not. We are not.
Listen, and not being. Listen, don't get it wrong, okay? This is just
get it wrong.
Being a moderator and of course making the show fun. I feel like this sounds like we've been colonized. Okay.
See, we're gonna use your white man, Joey. Your white man, Joey. The white man tell you, African Americans are the biggest culture on the planet. This is a fact and that shit crazy. He's right. Listen, I'm gonna get the Brazilian blacks to tell you that. I'm gonna get the Colombian blacks to tell you that.
The time is out, but tomorrow we shall realize if
the great show, guys.
If the Black Americans
it's a good intelligent conversation. At the end of the day, are we all Africans? Why are we arguing about being African?
No.
See,
Tomorrow come
you guys want to take it back to a track.
We shall know if the real on a tongue was what people said they want. Yeah?
Now, if I show, we're going to show Shimani's video in the show tonight. I'm going to say, this young lady, the African Americans in the culture, they're going to say, what the hell she talking about? What the hell she doing there?
We'll
know
if Black Americans were civilizers of music. Period.
Get us videos of black people talking about what Black American culture is. What is Black American culture? Get us videos. Let us play them tomorrow while they talk about Black American cultures, and then we shall literally
hours.
Deduct those videos to show you how that's African culture.
We're Africans.
Yeah.
So we have
if you guys gonna share, if you find videos, share. Keep it.
When you all talk about colored greens and everything, that's our culture.
I was gonna share a bunch of them last year when cameras were talking that crazy shit.
I'm always talking that crazy shit.